We live in an unbelievably small town named Skeleton Creek, where there's absolutely nothing to do. The only thing here really is an abandoned gold dredge out in the woods. It's got broken windows, scary busted up machinery, and a ghost. Or at least a legend about a ghost. Old Joe Bush, a worker who got killed on the dredge, was supposed to haunt the place. I never believed it, and Ryan never believed it either, until we met him. First it was a sighting up in a window on the dredge. Then it got personal. A little too personal. For Ryan especially. We were in there at night, and when I was downstairs and Ryan was upstairs, we kind of ran into each other, and Ryan went right through the railing and fell 15 feet down, hitting his head and seriously messing up his leg. He was in the hospital for a while, and our parents decided we needed to stop being friends, because we always seemed to get into trouble. While he was recuperating, I kept investigating, and pretty soon we'd figured out how to send each other messages and videos so we could keep trying to discover what happened that night, and whether it really was the ghost of Old Joe Bush who pushed Ryan through the railing.
You can't just keep coming out here,
The
Sarah.
new park ranger, Daryl Bonner, kept making things difficult for us, and it started to seem like he had some secrets of his own. But soon we made a pretty big discovery. There was a secret organization in our little town called the Crossbones, and they had something to do with the dredge and stolen gold and the secret room we found in the dredge. Ryan's dad turned out to be a member, and Gladys the librarian, but it seemed like all the other members were dead, including a guy in a movie we found who called himself the Apostle, and Dr. Watts, whose body I discovered on his living room couch when I thought he was at a meeting. But that's kind of a long story. We found a thing called a cryptex in the secret room, and Ryan locked me in there while he confronted Old Joe Bush. But Bonner, the park ranger, who turned out to be Old Joe Bush's son, got in between them, and when the struggle was over, the ghost had fallen right where Ryan had, weeks earlier. Ryan's dad showed up, and when Bonner unmasked the ghost, it turned out to be Ryan's dad's oldest friend, Henry, which was really confusing for everybody, including Ryan, who had really liked Henry. Meanwhile, Ryan figured out that the stolen gold was hidden in the floorboards all throughout the dredge. But while we were waiting for the ambulance, Henry, who had been lying on the floor barely conscious, got up and disappeared into the night. The whole thing left me either crazy paranoid or sensibly cautious, depending on your point of view. And so I don't show myself in videos anymore. I fiddle with my voice a little bit, so it's not so recognizable. I just figured you never know who's out there looking at this stuff. So I think that pretty much brings us up to speed. Too bad it's not over.